All right, guys, so this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm still going to probably talk pretty fast, but I'm kind of going to rant because so many people that watch these videos, so many people that reach out to me every single day want to have a music career. They want to be able to do music full time. They have a passion for it. But at the end of the day, are you meant to do it? This is something that I want to address with all of you in this video. This is not a pitch for the channel or anything like that. It's not a pitch for my mentorship program. This is a real one-on-one talk, as if you were my little brother telling me that you wanted to do music full time. Something that I see over and over and over again are creators that contact me wanting to go full time, giving up on other opportunities, giving up on other things, having this brain trash, this mind trash, this toxic idealism that is completely holding them back, completely fucking up their future, and they don't even know it. So I needed to address it because I'm sick and tired of hearing about it. Not lately, but recently, I spoke to someone who wanted to get into my mentorship program, and they said that they were going to drop out of aerospace engineering classes in college to do music full time. They had just started 6 months prior to that, and they were already two years deep into pursuing, let me rephrase that, pursuing a degree in aerospace engineering. It was aerospace engineering. Now, first and foremost, I have a cousin who is a nuclear physicist. She was in the Navy, and she's like smarter than balls. It's ridiculous. And she wanted to quit at one time. But there's something that is very just lurking in the background of my mind when somebody comes to me like that. It's, what are you good at versus what do you want to do? And if they don't intersect, you have to figure shit out. Because there's so many people that want to pursue music and give up on a day job that's paying the bills. They give up on a day job that's actually relatively enjoyable so that they can pursue music. Because everybody, all these fuck faces on YouTube are saying that you have to quit your day job, that you have to go all in. And it's not true. It's absolute bullshit. You can do more than one thing in life. Newsflash. How the fuck do you think people have children and still pursue their dreams? How the fuck do you think people go to college and still have a day job, still start businesses, have startups, go get seed capital for funding their startups? This really gets under my skin because okay. Let me just kind of collect my thoughts. And I'm not going to edit this video. This video is going to be raw as hell. You guys are complaining that my videos are a little too short, so this one's not going to be. If you want to pursue music as a full-time career, you need to look at your options. You need to look at those opportunities, and you need to look at resources. I should put it up on a screen, but I'm not going to take time to edit like that. Resources. And what is a resource? Resource could be time, energy, money, help from friends, anything that's going to be able to come into your circle to be something that you could leverage to get further faster, right? I make these videos and I say, I'm here to help you take your music career further faster by sharing proven marketing techniques and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, we need to talk about this because I see I'm in my 30s. I'm not a young guy. I'm not a young buck anymore. But I've been doing this for over 13 years now, almost 13 years. I started in October of 2006. So you can do the math, coming up on 13 years. So many times I see people that have a good paying job that actually is relatively enjoyable or easy, because nobody tends to talk about that here on YouTube. The jobs that are fucking easy to do. You're there 8 hours. You really only have to put in 2 or 3 hours worth of work. Now, I'm not saying that's your job. If you work construction, if you're pouring slabs every day, if you're out in the heat, if you do landscaping, your job is not easy. But what does it provide you? It takes away time, clearly. But does it provide you enough money to pay for some more gear, to stack up a little bit before you take that leap? You need to have what's called a runway. What a runway is to be able to leap into music full time if you're working a job and if you have bills, if you have a family, if you have things to pay for. A runway would be 3-month runway, 3 months of your expenses plus a little bit extra, a little padding, safety net per se. If you're young, if you're like 17, 18, 19, even in your 20s, it's really sexy to say, I'm going to give it all up. I'm going to do this full time. If you don't understand the formula, if you don't understand how you're going to make the money, if you've never tasted the success, if you've never tasted the progress that you'd like to make, how the fuck you think you're just going to jump into it today? It doesn't work like that. 2 things, patience and not even an understanding, but a realistic approach to what you have in your favor. So many people dwell on what they don't have. They dwell on what they wish they had, but they can't look at the opportunity. They can't look at those resources right in the face and identify them. And that's the difference between those who make it and those who don't. Now, when it comes to a music career, is it easy? No. Does it get easy? A little bit easier. But going into business for yourself as an entrepreneur, this goes for anybody trying to pursue a dream at anything. You could want to do YouTube full time. You when I get heated, I stumble on my words, and that's why I have a lot of cut edits in my other videos, because I start stumbling when I really get into it. This is the thing: if you want to do music for a full-time career, if you want to do music for supplemental income, if you want to make money on the side as a side hustle, or if you just want to do music for fun, that's the whole gamut of it. You're going to have to be able to understand that it's going to take some resources to put together a little studio. Now, a studio like this, and side note, my studio is a bit disheveled right now because I'm waiting on a new screen, because the screen I got the monitor I received this last weekend was gouged. I'll show you a picture of that right now. It hurts my heart a little bit. Anyway, you want to leverage what you have in your corner. If your parents are going to let you live with them and you're in your 20s, live with them. Trust me. I wish I could go back and live with my parents to save all that money that I wasted when I was in my early teens, and not early teens, but teens and 20s. I'm rambling a little bit, but what I'm getting at is, if you're going to college for something that you enjoy doing, if there's a path, that there's something that you could go for that you enjoy doing, and music, entrepreneurship, chasing your dream, when it really comes down to it, isn't your thing, you're going to have to live with that. Do you want to work late hours all fucking night in your free time to try to make a name for yourself in whatever you're doing? Whether it's let's say you want to start a sneaker company online, reselling, right? You want to take these Air Maxes and resell them, and a bunch of other things like StockX, right? You want to start your own. Well, it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of resources. You're not going to start a WordPress page and then magically be successful. Let me put this back on my shelf here. When it comes to building a brand, when it comes to building a business, when it comes to pursuing something that nobody in your family has ever pursued before, making something happen out of thin air, essentially, it's going to take a lot of time. And if you have something lined up that you enjoy doing, you have to look in the mirror real good and hard and say, is this worth giving up for this? Because I love helping people make a career in music. I love helping people make that progress, build that momentum, be able to find a voice, find a name, get rid of that self-doubt, and really jump in with both feet and hit the ground running and get to work, as I tell my coaching students. But there's a whole lot of people that would be great nuclear physicists. There's a whole lot of people that could be the next Elon Musk. There's a whole lot of people that would be absolutely great doctors. There's potential to be a contractor. Are you good with your hands? Can you build? So many people want to get into music because they think it's sexy, because they think that they will finally get the notoriety that they deserve, because they're creating something from scratch. They're creating music. They're taking what they have up here and in here and sharing that with the world. It's pure emotion transfer. And I love it. That's why I do it. But that might not be what you're good at. Maybe you're good at fixing vacuum cleaners. You know, at the end of the day, it's not an easy road. You're going to have to put in work. And a whole lot of people don't want to put in that work. Maybe you want to work a 9 to 5, make 80 grand a year, come home, spend time with your wife, future wife, or husband, or nobody. Maybe you love your solitude. Maybe you want to come home to 10 dogs. Maybe you want to start a shelter. Maybe you want to start a nonprofit taking care of those dogs. You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of options. Yet the internet pushes down your throat that you need to go after one. You need to go after the big dream. You need to hit that big home run. But not everybody's made to hit a home run, and that's okay. We need people to be in the seats watching those who hit home runs. It's an ecosystem. So you really have to look at yourself and say, if the work aspect, if the lack of sleep, if the lack of social life, if the stress, if the not knowing where the money's coming from next week, if the people telling you that they're going to pay you and then they bounce and they disappear, literally blocking you on anything so they turn into a ghost, if all of that is too much for you now, I don't recommend pursuing it and actually living it. Because the fame, the overnight success that takes 10 years, it's a lot of crawling through shit to get there. You know, I didn't make any money selling my music really for the first three plus years, here and there, but it doesn't, I mean, that's a whole different story. You have to be willing to do it for the love, not for the dollars. You need to be able to get through that adversity. And no matter how many fuck faces are telling you that you're not going to be able to do it, no matter how many doors are slammed in your face, no matter how many excuses people throw at you, oh, you're a white guy, you'll never make it in hip hop. Why would anybody buy beats from you? You're from Wisconsin. You're about as white bread as they come. You're not very good. You look like you have a slight case of autism. I've heard all these things in my life. I mean, you can go through my old YouTube videos, in fact, some of my newer YouTube videos, and read through the comments. Some of that stuff hits you right to the core, and you got to create a thick skin. People ask, how do you build a big YouTube channel? How do you have 80-something thousand subscribers? Well, a real quick 9 or 10 years on YouTube will do it. It didn't happen overnight. In fact, I tell the story all the time. I was stuck at 16,000 subscribers for like 2 years. And then it went down to 15,000 because YouTube did a purge of like inactive subscribers. Now I know this video is going to be long, but I just want you guys to understand what you're getting into before you jump. What you're getting into before you take that leap. It's not easy. It's not going to be. I'm a workaholic. If I come home from a long day golfing, taking my dogs for a walk, and I don't get to work in here, few and far between do I feel good about that. This is my sanctuary. This is why I spend the money to build this home studio, because it's where I spend my time. It's my bat cave, and you will not be able to believe how nice my next one will be. But that's me. That's my passion. I'm passionate about working my dreams into reality. I'm passionate about taking what I have up in here, knowing that it's already done, knowing that no one's going to stop me from doing the work, knowing that time just has to catch up, and I just have to keep at it. That's what drives me. What drives you? Because if it's just making a sustainable income, if you're really good at something and you know it in the back of your mind, you're like, you know what? I might not be the greatest rapper. I might, it might be just something that I enjoy doing. I might share my talents with the world, but I don't have to do it as a career. You got to think of things. You got to think of things from all angles. If you're a family man, music career is very hard sometimes, especially if you dream to have studio sessions all around the world at 3 a.m. because creatives like to hotbox, recording studios and stay up till wee hours in the morning. And that's not necessarily conducive to a quality family life, any of that. But you have to be all right with that. You have to find a woman that'll accept you for that, or a man, or alone, or those dogs I mentioned earlier. I'm not trying to get into a political debate about love. Love who the fuck you want to love. In fact, I want you to love your passions. I want you to love what you do. Love yourself. But you don't have to love it so much that you pursue it if there's something else that you're in love with. You might be able to be the next breakfast cereal tycoon because you're really fucking good at making breakfast cereal or something. I don't know. You get what I'm saying. No road outside the beaten path is easy. So many people feel better in the safe zone. If you have a comfort blanket, if you have what do they call it? A security blanket, it's for that. It doesn't keep you safe, but it gives you the sense of security. It's incredibly hard to find people in life that will back you in relationships and friendships. You start making money, people change. You start losing money, people change. I said that kind of rhythmically. I think I could turn that into a song. But when it comes to, I don't know, guys. This is just off I typically don't do videos like this, and a lot of you guys have probably already clicked off. So those of you who are still with me, thank you. I just want to get real with you guys. I didn't clean my studio today. It's kind of in disheveled a little bit. But I need you guys to understand that pursuing anything outside the realm of the norm is not going to be easy. You see people who win the lottery, they lose it all. They kill themselves because it was easy. If earning something that gave you that notoriety, that gave you that fame, that fortune, that achievement, the accomplishment, the sense of validation, if that was easy, we wouldn't have a pyramid of different forms and fashions of life. Everybody would be successful. The dollar would be worthless because everybody would be up on a high. You need to have a dichotomy of an economy. I'm getting into like 10 different conversations. If you want to do music, do music. If you think you have what it takes to do it for a full-time job, fucking go after it. If you're willing to sacrifice, if you're willing to put in the time, go after it. But if you would rather spend time, if you'd rather spend your evenings, if you'd rather spend time on the weekends, just relaxing, enjoying life, traveling, doesn't take a whole lot of money to walk around. Doesn't take a whole lot of money to spend time with loved ones. Doesn't take a whole lot of money to live good. Just live within those means. See so many people that are trying to impress people that don't fucking matter with things they can't afford. I've been there before. Trust me. Louis Vuitton belt. Didn't need to be buying that. Put it on a credit card. And you know, the funny thing is I wore it twice because I felt ashamed that I couldn't actually afford it and I didn't want to be a poser. I actually bought it because I saw somebody I looked up to had one and I wanted to be like him. Then I realized that I don't want to be like him. I want to be like me. And that's what I want you guys to strive for every single day of your life. Regardless of if you're doing music, regardless of if you are a truck driver for a bread manufacturer. The thing is, if you love life and you love what you're doing, don't let society tell you that you're lame. Don't let society tell you that there's something wrong with you. Because I've been society. I've told my friends, why aren't you hustling? You need to do this. I've told my family, I've told strangers, oh, you're wasting away at that job. You need to do this, you need to do that. But no, there's different types of people and you need to identify who you are. What makes you feel good is what you need to be doing. So if making music makes you feel good, but you don't want the stresses of pursuing it as a career, there's nothing wrong with you. And just in reverse, if you work a day job that you don't really like and you know that there's more and you know that you're capable of great things and you're a busybody and you love working and the challenge really turns you on, the challenge really appeals to you, then by all means, go for it. Hope you guys found some value, some inspiration, some insight, some perspective. If you haven't yet, I invite you to join the channel family by clicking that little subscribe button over there. To become a BFF, I really invite you to click that little bell icon so you can be notified first anytime I upload a video like this or much shorter and well put together. Anyway, all my contact information will be in the description box below. I don't really care if you click on anything on this video. I just wanted to talk to you. And until next time, you can find me at adamivy.com.